Welcome to the show that is not throw down your questions. This is Panel to Panel. And with me, I have Jeff Blaze.
Shots early.
Yes. Good to be back. We got some good comics tonight, and I'm glad we are not talking about the initiative. But anyways.
Yeah, and we're all here, so none of us won the Powerball. I also have Red Panda.
I'm gonna Snapchat this.
Word. We've got Skywalker. He says hi. And we've got
That's pretty smooth.
and we've got the Gray Sun.
I'll say, Sky, you're not allowed to just throw the deuces. You said there was a light skin thing. That light from your monitor does not make you light skinned.
I can do it.
Damn it.
And,
I thought it was gonna work.
We're gonna jump right into a little bit of news that we just got. Jeff, let us know what just happened. That super emotional and surprising news that you just found out about.
I
won! Saw some pretty big Marvel news today. Is that Deadpool is officially rated, and the rating is R.
What?
Anybody surprised?
I was trying to take my nephews to go see it. I was gonna take my nephews, but
how does that happen?
Disney over there trying to figure out how we're going to reach the kids. How do I reach these kids?
I was thinking about taking a random 8-year-old, but I guess not.
That's fine. Hey, just take a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, you want to see this movie? Come on.
I mean, it's only a romantic comedy,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Fantastic. What other news we got? Something about Doctor Strange tying into one of the TV series? Jeff?
Oh, well, yeah. Agent Carter is supposed to tie into Doctor Strange in some way. I actually couldn't find the article before we started, so I kind of failed on that. But, yeah. That was the headline I saw.
Gotcha. Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
I did see that they were doing a season 2 of the online only Vixen series for DC.
Yep.
So,
and we're about to get Legends of Tomorrow soon too.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah. Are any of y'all really excited for that?
Yeah,
I'll definitely watch it.
Check it out. Yeah.
But what were you about to say, Jeff?
I lost my train of thought. Somebody else go.
Jeff been drinking, y'all. It's okay. He's been drinking.
I got some bad news, unfortunately.
Oh! I just remembered. Sorry. The Marvel comedy show about the cleanup guys that is officially in production.
Yep. I'm looking forward to that. Now, between that, the cleanup show on Marvel, and the Office-like show on DC, which are you most excited for? We're not going to ask Sky because we already know the answer to that one. So, Tony, what do you think?
What was the choices again?
The DC show where they're doing it like The Office, but in the superhero world, and Marvel's doing a story about the guys that have to clean up after all the superheroes.
Guys have to clean up after the superhero. I'll go with the DC version.
Really? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Jeff?
See, I haven't watched The Office, but I love Parks and Rec, so I kind of want to see the DC one.
You're getting booed by Sky and Tech. I wish we had a sound effect for that one. Red Panda, which one are you looking more?
Well, isn't the Marvel one just kind of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Like redone.
Kind of. They do clean up a lot of bullshit.
They do clean up a lot of stuff.
That's very true.
But no, I don't really know enough about them. But I'm going to say the Marvel one just because I tend to lean towards that direction.
Not true. Go ahead, Scott.
the Marvel one. You can't duplicate greatness that is The Office, and I don't want to see it done by DC at all. So I don't need that.
I kind of expected a much more flagrant response, but
Because if they put a God chair in any of those episodes,
You gotta get off the God chair. You gotta get off the God chair. Batman, get off the God chair.
It needs to be canceled immediately.
Okay, hold on. Speaking of being canceled, they have officially confirmed that Heroes Reborn is basically done.
You know what?
It was supposed to be one season, though.
I can't even be mad because I stopped watching it, even though it was really good. It started off kind of wonky, but they were building up to a big reveal, and when that reveal happened, I was like, "Oh shit, this is a really, really good story." But then I stopped
watching it now.
Yeah, I'm glad we got this miniseries. If we never get anything else again, I'm fine with that because then it could always end up turning into fucking season 2, 3, and 4.
Hey, can I ask a quick question?
Go.
Because I do have to go back and watch this miniseries, but did they ever pick up on? There's a specific lost plot from like season 2 or season 3 where Peter goes to a different time and he takes the was she Irish, Scottish chick, and leaves her ass there. Did they ever pick up on that again?
Nope.
Oh man! All right, well, missed opportunity.
They tried their best to stay away from a lot of the little branched off stories from the old show. It's like, we ain't gonna touch that. We ain't got nothing to do with that.
Started off such a great series too.
Yeah, the first season is still one of the best seasons of television ever. Yeah, and that's a big part of that is Sylar, because he was a great villain. But let's go ahead and dive into our space and time comics. We'll start off with the space one. We're going to talk about Star Wars Shattered Empire, which I apologize, I did not get to read because I fell asleep for an hour, and Ivar took a really long time for me to get through. But what'd you say?
Oh. That's so sad.
It's so sad. I'm still going to read it after all of this stuff, for sure. Wait. There's a Powerball winner in Southern California.
Damn it, man.
Oh, of course.
I thought you was going to say in Indiana, and I'm like, yes, a step closer.
Powerball winner in Hollywood. Just the people that need it.
Of course.
Hell nah. It'd be funny if it's down there by Baja. with the Mexicans.
The Mexicans. All right, who would like to break down a synopsis of Shattered Empire for us real quick?
I'll do it.
Red Panda, go. Whew.
So Shattered Empire takes place immediately after Return of the Jedi, basically, and it's kind of the rebels cleaning up the last of the Empire, trying to get rid of the bases that are left over and starting to rebuild the Republic. So we're following, for those of you that have seen The Force Awakens, two of the main characters are Poe Dameron's parents. So you have Shara Bay, who is his mom, and she's a rebel pilot. And then you have his dad, Kes, who is in the rebel army. He was in Han Solo's squad.
What? Sorry.
Squad.
All right. You done with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And
sorry.
No, it's all good. And then with we'll save the Ivar thing for afterwards. So, Shattered Empire, of course, I didn't get to read it, but I did know that it was leading up to the film. Now, specifically on that topic, did that book give you a lot more insight into things related to the movie, or no?
Not a lot.
What did you say, Scott? You got something?
Nah, I was agreeing, saying nah, because really all it did was it kind of set up for Poe. Like, his parents were amazing fighter pilots, so it's just kind of in his blood, I guess. So That's about all I got from it.
Gotcha. And they didn't have anything related to Finn, did they?
No.
Mm-mm.
Nothing related to any of the others except for Poe, and then you kind of have what Luke and Leia and Han are doing, which is just kind of cleaning up the last of the Empire's bases.
My question is it going to lead into any of the new Jedi stuff? Or is that a different series?
I didn't, because I'm reading the end of Obi-Wan, and it didn't.
Oh,
I feel like
all of that.
Yeah.
There's one point where Luke takes Shara with him to go and retrieve these two parts of a tree that used to be in the Jedi Temple, like the original Jedi Temple. And so this tree was force sensitive, and they go to retrieve the leftover pieces of it. And he only wants to take one, so he gives the other one to Shara. She plants it near their home. And I think that's going to have something to do with Poe, later on. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't think the dog enjoyed the book.
He doesn't like it.
I think that's one of the theories that keep going around, because a lot of people wonder, is Poe a Jedi, or is he force sensitive, or is he just that damn good of a pilot? Some people say because he grew up around the tree, which apparently gives it gives him exposure to the Force. He might be a force-sensitive pilot. He might be very good because of that, or, hey, it's his natural skills.
Interesting perspective. So, Scott, what did you think of the book in general? And by the way, for the people that haven't read it or don't know much about it, it was only 4 issues, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a little mini-series and everything. Scott, what did you think?
I thought it was very well done. They took Poe's mom and kind of put her in everybody's story. So you had somebody to follow along as they gave the synopsis of like Jordan was saying, what Han's doing, what Leia's doing, and what Luke's doing. You had the central character of Poe's mom being in all those stories. And in the end, it's a love story too, because in the end she's like, let's finish this up. I just want to be with my family and son. And they finally tell her in the end, you're good to go. Go be with your family. We've taken out what we need to take out so far. So I liked it. It was done well.
Okay, so I'll ask a question. All right.
Everybody just died.
I was just wondering. You ain't have to type it out. So I was just going to ask a question. So do you think that this is a good character that Disney has essentially created for the universe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
talking about?
Poe's mama.
Oh, okay, got it.
Shara.
Yeah,
If you want to call her Bae, you could call her Bae.
Yeah, Shara is Bae.
Badass, and she can be Bae.
Yeah. But like I said, to me, it felt like it followed the same thing The Force Awakens did, where a lot of that story was told from Rey's perspective, and a lot of this story is told from Shara's perspective, and it's both are central female characters in both worlds, the movie world and in the graphic novel world. And I just think it was pretty cool to see that the way the storylines were done.
Okay, cool.
Her team up with Luke was pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
That was pretty fast. She was based, he was her bodyguard, but I think she was more like a bodyguard for him. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to get the trees. And he is definitely cold-blooded what he did with those grenades. So I think I would definitely be all in to see what an evil Luke Skywalker would be like.
Yeah, because sadly,
he's already got them all black.
Could it be like Kylo Ren?
Hopefully not as emo. I really hope Luke Skywalker wouldn't be as emo, but he probably would.
Oh no, he looked a little emo at the end of that movie when she was trying to hand him the lightsaber.
I don't want it. I want it right now.
You really came all this way to give me this? Does it look like I want this right now? I've been
want a
waiting for
sandwich.
a long time.
I want a
and lost
sandwich.
this lightsaber.
I'm hungry, and you brought me a lightsaber.
Your mama don't want no child support, dude. I came out here for a reason.
Oh, you finally found me, huh? Finally found me.
Oh, word. Great son.
I told you I was coming back.
Say that again.
What did you think of it, sir?
I only got to read the first issue. Based off of that, I like the new characters. I thought that the Damerons were pretty cool. Definitely no nonsense people. But they like to have a little fun every now and then.
This is my part. My favorite part is Shara teams up with Leia and the Queen of Naboo to take out an Empire ship.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool too.
Like, apparently Leia is a pretty awesome pilot too.
Really?
Well, I mean, Leia was supposed to be force sensitive also.
Yeah, that's true.
I only read one issue, but I do think that the art was pretty good.
The art was fantastic.
Yeah, that's one thing I have seen, even though I haven't read it.
The one thing that I didn't think was very good was just the art for some of the space battles. It seemed a little too compressed into like one page, but overall the art is good. Like, it's really good.
Gotcha. Yeah. And that's actually what I was going to segue into next. Tony kind of just went ahead and took it there. Were there any other things that y'all had any issues with from the book, Jeff?
Not really. I kind of wish that we probably could have found out about some of the other new characters, but just introducing, Poe's family was pretty cool. So I mean, like, Star Wars is already like this huge, gigantic universe with a lot of depth. So I mean, people want to know about like every single character in the universe. And I mean, Poe, like in the Star Wars Force Awakens movie, I don't know why I just said the whole title, but anyway, he just kind of pops up like at the beginning, like he already has getting the map to Luke and everything. We're just kind of like, who is this guy? Where did he come from? So it was cool to find out more about him.
Yeah, we were wondering if he was like a traitor at one point. I know I was talking about that with some of you guys.
Yeah.
But I think like reading this book, I was like, nah, he's probably not.
Yeah. Like his family's too embedded in the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
I don't see him turning. I thought maybe he would turn. I put that out there, but
well, it's when they put so much emphasis on his loyalty and like,
yeah,
he's so loyal to the Resistance. It's like, well, is he really? Are you setting me up for something here?
Yeah, are you feeding me there? Are you putting little breadcrumbs down?
Right.
That's where it's gonna go.
But then again, it still could be the flip that he is, because we see so much how loyal he really should be, and then all of a sudden that flip comes.
Gotcha.
So it could still be there.
Okay, cool. Was there anything else that any of you wanted to mention about, issues that y'all had with the book? Because I mean, in 4 issues, that's a very small window to get things right, and I'm sure things that are bad would stand out significantly. So there wasn't anything that really was messed up for y'all.
I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think so. I just wish there was more.
Because like I said, it wasn't like they gave us Luke and Leia and all that, but it wasn't their story. It was Shara's story within the bigger scope of the story. But it was like we had somebody we could focus on in each interaction, so it made it easy to follow along.
Okay, cool. All right, well that is the discussion for Shattered Empire, and we're going to touch on Ivar in a bit. But before that, we've got a few topics we want to touch on, other topics that we want to touch on. And first off, who is your favorite mutant out of all mutants, guys?
Ooh.
You have to tell me who's your favorite mutant is. Point blank period. And I will go ahead and go first so I can give y'all some time to think about that.
Let's see. Let's see what you're gonna say.
I'm ready.
Don't take.
I'll tell you what my old one was. My old one used to be Gambit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you were gonna say Gambit, but okay.
Yeah, like and Gambit used to be my old one. I love this character so much, but they just haven't done a lot with this character
In a
since
while.
like the early 2000s, maybe, and barely even then. So, but in the 90s, like the 90s comic books and shit, Gambit was the truth. Now, I'll probably have to go with Nightcrawler. So
You see what they do with your boy, right?
yeah, yes, Nightcrawler and Nightcrawler baby too. I'm counting him as one.
Yep.
Little
I
baby
like that one.
pretty badass.
I like him. He was a fool in that pizza shop.
Yeah, I definitely got both of those as a couple favorites. But I mean, they've added a lot of characters and they fleshed out a lot of people. But Nightcrawler is always a favorite for sure. You know, he remains constant, and I think he's gonna have a pretty big role going forward. Hopefully, we'll see. But Jeff Blaze, you next.
Really, man.
Oh, you need some more time. Nightcrawler was yours.
I pretty much loved Nightcrawler since I was little. I mean, you remember we used to play the X-Men game on the Sega Genesis. And I would like always pick Nightcrawler, and you would always pick Gambit.
Yep, that's true.
So yeah, I gotta go with Nightcrawler as well.
All right, cool. Because like I said, if they did something with Gambit's fucking character, he would still be my favorite character. But now all I have to think about is Channing Tatum. That's part of the problem.
Otherwise, I just picked the Juggernaut, bitch.
Which technically, Juggernaut wasn't a mutant.
Yeah, I know.
Hey Charles,
I know.
is that Gambit movie gonna be called Mutant Mike?
XXL.
You want to get away, Tony? We ain't talked about Ivar yet. You really want to go away right now?
I'm good with it.
I know Jordan's fine with that.
All right. Jordan, what's your favorite mutant?
I am the rogue to your Gambit, sugar. She's probably my favorite. I think when I first got into more of the like comic book movies and shows and everything, like Rogue was always my favorite. So it's a nostalgia thing as well.
Do you like how they finally developed her? Like within the last 4 or 5 years, they took away the fact that she can control absorbing powers through touch, whereas she used to not be able to control it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I almost liked it a little bit better before, just because it was another layer. But you know, she got to like develop the powers at some point and just sort of move on.
Okay.
All right. Question: y'all are familiar with Hope, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did y'all feel like Hope was a good character, or just a total douchebag move to make her character? Well, she's basically rogue, but she doesn't have to touch you. If she's in your vicinity, she has your powers. What would y'all think of her character?
I don't know. I think the verdict's out on that, just because prior to the whole Secret Wars, I'm not really sure what they were doing with her, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it seemed like they had a better plan early on when she was getting trained by Cable and all of that stuff, and then when the Avengers versus X-Men book happened, everything went to shit.
Yeah,
it fell apart completely.
And I don't remember where she went. Yeah.
Yeah, because she basically eliminated the Phoenix Force, but then Secret Wars 1 happened, and Cyclops had the Phoenix Force, and I was like, what? What is happening right now? But it's whatever. Sky, you're mutant.
I got two. I'm like you. Like one, Wolverine was the first one. I mean, just growing up, that was the guy for me.
Okay.
But after reading more, Iceman and him being Omega level is amazing. So I like Iceman.
Okay,
Even,
yeah,
even,
Omega Iceman is pretty beefy.
even with the new twists. You said what?
No, I was saying
The
Omega
new
Love Iceman is pretty
twist.
legit.
Yeah, the new twist. I like it still. I like this Iceman too.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I mean, the conversation they had with each other was awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Ah! Ah!
She'll be here all night,
He
folks.
should be here all night. The Great Sun.
Man, I can't pick a favorite. The only thing I can do is I can say some of the ones that I always thought were, I thought they were pretty unique. Is actually some of the younger ones. Well, X-23 is an awesome character. She is not just a Wolverine clone, even though technically she is. You know, people who are reading All New Wolverine, they know that story's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're finally fleshing her out a little bit more, which is pretty cool. Another one I found interesting was Dust, and Dust was a younger mutant, somewhere in their teenage years, but she was a Muslim character, and she always was wearing the traditional Muslim garbs, meaning the only thing that you could see was essentially her eyes, but her superpower was basically to turn into sand.
Yeah.
But every story that had her in there, she just seemed to stick out to me. I thought she was a really good character.
She was. Do you remember Armor? She was actually a really good character too.
Yeah, Armor's pretty cool too. You mentioned Hope earlier. I'm not talking about Hope specifically, but one of the Five Lights, Oya was pretty cool.
Gotcha. There was honorable mention for me, the girl from Runaways,
Molly Hayes.
Molly Hayes. We gotta have a week where we discuss Runaways so y'all can read that, because that's definitely one of the best things to come out of Marvel. And Molly Hayes, I just remember how excited she was when she beat Wolverine's ass. Like, she was so excited. 'Cause she's this little girl that's just strong as shit, and she's so excited about everything. It's really good.
Can I change mine?
Go ahead.
Because I don't want to have the same choice as somebody else.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Colossus. I really like Colossus.
Okay, gotcha. I thought you were going to be a douchebag and be like, I don't want to pick the same as everyone else, so I'm going to pick Mystique because she can do whatever I want.
Well, I was going to say Magneto.
For all the money.
Magneto.
Oh,
Magneto's the shit.
That's
Hey,
great.
you know what? Magneto is great. His character development was phenomenal. It's probably one of the better. He evolved better than Professor X did. Like, Professor X turned out to be a total douchebag. And Magneto stayed completely, like, he was like, this is what I want. Like, as long as we take care of the mutants, I don't care about nothing else. So when Cyclops...
He was never really a bad guy. Magneto wasn't a bad guy.
Yeah, he was Mr. I told you so the whole time. He was like,
I love Magneto.
You see what they're doing now. And then Cyclops was like, you're right. We need our own island. So Magneto was like, hey, I'm going to keep it with y'all because y'all my people. And we going to hold this together. And him and Namor, it was like super awesome. Rest in peace, Namor. We think about you, bro.
Bruh. Please, y'all,
question.
please read that, please.
Read Squadron Supreme.
Number one. You will...
Supreme.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
Because Jeff had mentioned Colossus. His sister, Magic.
I'm liking her a lot more. I didn't
She's
know
dope.
a whole lot about her, but she's crazy.
That's a question I was going to ask. Have they brought her over? Like, is she getting more shine with the new X-Men
the new
comics?
X-Men.
and
Oh
all?
my goodness.
Yep.
She is the only reason they're all alive, basically.
Yeah.
She is keeping them alive, and
You realize how powerful she has to be to do everything she does?
yeah, because like she goes out and fights on the front lines, but at the same time, she has this force field around their island, which is in limbo now. because they figured, what better place to have it because no one else can really attack them there. But when she
Right.
gets if she gets knocked unconscious, that shield goes down. But otherwise, like,
Yeah.
she is stupid powerful, and they're really, really. I can see them giving her own team soon, as a matter of fact, because she kind of functions as a leader.
Yeah,
I was kind of
with
surprised.
Colossus, yeah.
I mean, I was kind of surprised because, I mean, she's always been sort of a background character, but then they gave her, she's one of the Phoenix Five,
Right.
when the Phoenix Force came, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. I mean,
No.
she's
There's shit at the top of this.
Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, that's basically what she is at this point. She's really.
Well, I
really
mean, she was Sorcerer Supreme of Limbo.
Oh, she was. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, at one point she was.
Okay, I respect that for sure. She's a great character. I'm definitely looking forward to learning a whole lot more about her.
Plus, she got that badass sword.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so the next bonus topic for this week: which comic book company is impressing you the most? Now, let's not talk about the movies, the TV shows. Take that out of your mind. We're talking about just the books. So, Image, Valiant Comics, Boom Studios, Marvel, DC. There's a couple other ones as well. Which comic book company is leaving the biggest impression on you? Panda, you want to start us off?
No.
No? All right. Tony?
Yeah. I'll say Image Comics.
Image Comics?
Yep.
All right.
Two
Which
reasons.
books? Okay, go ahead.
Tokyo Ghost. Saga.
That's all you really have to say.
Yeah. All you gotta do is say Tokyo Ghost.
Damn, son. Why you gotta be like that, man?
What? Hey, plus, isn't Invincible an Image comic too?
Yes, I know, man. You ain't gotta give me more ammo, man. All right. You ain't
Don't
do-
just, man.
You ain't gotta do all that. Jeff, you know what subject we're on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have your favorite?
I had to go with Image just because of Tokyo Ghost.
It's gonna be a damn clean sweep. I can see it now.
And I'm probably gonna throw y'all for a loop with this one. But Udon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I did notice that they're bringing out the Street Fighter comics again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Udon.
Udon comics.
Okay, I haven't read it.
Their art is amazing.
They basically do a lot of the licensed Capcom comics.
Okay, cool.
Because back in the day they did Street Fighter, and then they started doing Darkstalkers. That didn't last very long, but yeah, the art is really dope.
Yes.
All right, Skywalker.
Nice.
Valiant. Bloodshot, man.
Valiant. Word. My homie.
Bloodshot, man. That's his whole story. I can't wait till number 10. His whole storyline right now, that whole Reborn storyline is ridiculous.
It's so good.
And the last dude the last person he had to kick, man, listen.
Yeah. I can't, and he's going to be the first hero brought to the big screen.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're not considering those when we're talking about the whole thing, but this story, like Bloodshot Reborn, is going to look so good, like visually. When you're doing everything, it's going to be.
If and when this Daredevil pops off as a rated R movie and does what it needs to do, Reborn. If Reborn's not rated R, it's something went very, very wrong.
Yeah,
very, very fast.
It's gotta be rated R. Gotta be.
Yeah.
And they better not change who the last
person.
Yeah, they better not change it.
Because that was the whole thing.
Yeah, that was a lovely twist.
So great.
Red Panda.
I'm gonna go with Marvel just because I've been reading a lot of the Star Wars backstory stuff.
Okay.
And this Darth Vader comic is pretty awesome.
Did you pick up Vader Down as well?
Not yet, but I'm going to. But this girl is one of my new favorites. Her name's Dr. Aphra, and she's like a Darth Vader fangirl. But she's also like a badass mechanic who programs droids to do really bad stuff.
Got it. So her,
Like
so
torture
her
and kill people.
her and Kylo can like kick it together and like gush over Darth Vader.
Oh, totally.
No, because Kylo get mad. You don't know as much as I do.
Well, he's not born yet, so.
Got it. He was inspired. She left all of her shrines to Kylo, and he has them now. For my answer, as much as I would like to say Valiant, I've got to go with Image Comics, and that's because not only Tokyo Ghost is the best new shit that we've read, point blank period. Invincible is one of the best comic books I've ever read in my entire life, and there's other things that I'm reading, like Walking Dead I've picked up, Black Science is great.
How is that?
Black Science is fantastic.
How many issues is it into it?
Shoot, there's a few volumes in at this point. I think they may be in the 30s as far as the single issues. I'm not 100% sure.
Because I passed by it. It looks really interesting. The other one that looks really good is another Rick Remender book, Low.
Yeah,
but
I started Low.
The artwork is just, it's almost too damn real.
Yeah. But what I've heard about Low, I read the first issue and it's incredible, but they say that the first issue is so heavy, the rest of it can't really keep that pace.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I totally get that because so much happens in that first issue that I understand. But I mean, it's and also Sex Criminals is another one that's really, really amazing. Image has a lot of stuff, and it's very unfair to a degree to compare them to like Valiant, Marvel, and DC because those are, connected universes that we're reading. And Image can tell any story that they want, so they cover a more diverse palette, I guess you could say.
That's true.
Yeah, so Image is my favorite for sure. But Valiant is close behind it. And Boom Studios isn't far back either because of this book called Arcadia, which is very, very good. I actually have the new issue of that, and I haven't read it yet. Oh, another Image winner. Shit. Bitch Planet.
Oh, Image puts that out?
Yes. Image puts out Bitch Planet, and they also put out Run, Love, Kill, which is another good new one, too. God damn, Image got a lot of shit. And I'm sitting here just now realizing how much. Like, it was no contest. Image has all the money.
Speaking of Boom, they put out a new Power Ranger issue today. They started doing a Power Ranger series. I'm going to check that out.
I'm going to have to check that out.
I grabbed Diesel by Boom Studios. It's a little 4-issue miniseries. I got the first and the second. Cool little artwork. It's definitely just a one-and-done wrap-up, but I like the artwork. It was pretty dope.
I'm going to have to check it out. Another one that's good is Wolf. I'll have to link y'all to that one. It's kind of hard to explain. It's very hard to explain, but it's a really good series. And then, all right, so our last bonus topic before we start talking about Ivar. So we're on thecoalition.com now, as you all may or may not know. This is our second episode on here. And we have some sister shows that are on the Coalition as well. We have Co-op, which is a gaming podcast. We have Throwdown, which is also gaming. We have Nights of Turntable, which is music. But Throwdown on Sundays has Throwdown Your Questions, where their fans can ask them different things. And someone decided to ask the Throwdown what comics they're excited for in 2016. Mind you, I don't think they ever answered that, by the way.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, they were on...
Well, it's not Thor.
Thor, we do know that. We know that Thor is not their favorite, but they went on a bit of a rant about a lot of the changes in the Marvel universe specifically, not anything else. Tony gave props to Valiant Comics. He's a big fan of that. We've talked about it all the time. And sadly, we don't have him on tonight, but we got a little announcement that we'll drop later on. But all of us are aware of that Throw Down Your Questions thing. And I want to get everybody's quick perspectives on that. Tony, would you like to go first, sir?
Well, sure, because I'm the first one who heard it.
Yep, yes you are.
So I was sitting at work, and I love listening to the Coalition podcast. It's great stuff to listen to. So I'm listening to Throw Down Your Questions. Shout out to the guys over there. Shout out to Tony, Manny, Brett, Brian, and Chris, and some of the other guests that they have on there. And it gets to about the hour and 10-minute mark, something like that, and all of a sudden they're talking about comics. And as I'm listening to it, I'm just kind of stop typing and start grinning. And then I go into our little chat and I said, "Hey Charles, you heard the new Throwdown? They're talking about comics, or Throw Down Your Questions." And he was like, "No, which one?" I said, "Oh, the most recent one." And I gave him the timestamp and I said, "Go listen to it." And that's where the car started rolling forward.
Yeah, and now we're here.
So please, Charles, tell us what is here. What is
where we
here?
are right now is that we're going to actually be going head to head with the other group about those specific things that they are so sour and butthurt about on a special edition episode of Versus on the Coalition. So it'll be panel to panel versus the Throwdown. And this isn't the first time they've talked about this, by the way. Just on previous episodes of the Throwdown, they've kind of hinted at their distaste with a lot of the changes in the Marvel Universe. Another person that frequents the site, Michael A., hated greatness. He also stopped reading Marvel Comics because he felt similar. He had a similar feeling about a lot of the changes. I have so many questions and concerns about their take. Because a lot of the time, the stance that they take is that, DC is doing it better or something like that, and I don't understand that at all, because I guess, like, on paper, maybe they feel a certain way about things, like they're bringing more spotlight to some characters, but regardless of whatever progressive movements they make, whether you feel it's forced or not, the writing is still good. And that's one thing that I do notice with these guys, is that they're not reading the books. It's very clear.
Ooh,
I don't care what you say, you're not reading the actual book.
Hold on. I know you're not accusing them of not reading the material. Is that what you're doing?
Hey, look, if I don't read the material, I admit that I ain't reading the material.
We all know who reads the material here.
Sky reads the damn
Sky
material.
reads it. Jeff Bezos reads it.
Hey, like, one of the things that they pointed out or said should happen is, lesser known characters should get the spotlight as opposed to putting them in new mantles or whatever. Because we got Cyborg. He got his own book. First time ever that he has a solo book. That doesn't change that it's not really that good of a book. Just want to throw that out there. I was excited for Cyborg. And it's just not that good. It could have been better.
Not at all.
It started off kind of like, okay, maybe, but then it quickly fell like, no, the same.
You know why I think it's not that good? Why Cyborg specifically isn't good? Because you spent all that time trying to boost him up. Now he's Justice League level.
Yeah.
The Teen Titans never happened in the New 52, and now you've kind of knocked him back down. He's like teenage level all over again. That's what it seems like. He seems like a B-lister, a C-lister.
Yeah. Especially, he's getting assistance from D-listers and C-listers as well.
But they don't really have a choice, I don't think, and this is the reason why they had to do it. They got the movie coming. So they got to give something. They got to give the people, I guess, something they could see visually first.
Mm.
Yeah. But then, like, another thing that's kind of frustrating, they say that, I think they said something about the Flash, with the TV show they have. He was raised by, white Flash, raised by a black father, and has a black girlfriend. Do y'all realize, like, that's not the first Flash? Like, they have so many different fucking characters in all these different shattered universes and shit. They can do whatever they want, but they're still under the same mantle. It's just they have universes to explain that, as opposed to Marvel kind of condensing that and just sticking with their main characters. Sorry that they made Thor into a woman, but, we got a show next week. To be around for that, because there's a lot more that I would say. But Red Panda, share your thoughts.
Share my thoughts. I'm not allowed to share my thoughts until next week.
We got that ether coming.
I'm saving my thoughts.
Look at women being women. Look at women being women. Am I right? Am I right?
Oh, goodness. Oh, next week is going to be nuts. Jeff.
I'm sad I won't be on the show because, like, that segment of the throwdown, that part of the throwdown, they just came off as a bunch of guys who didn't read any of the material and basically don't like change and just wanted to complain about it.
Those are my
That's
notes.
a hell of a summary, bro.
I see you just pulling up note after note after
Those are
note.
my notes.
Yeah, no. And Jeff, since you won't be on next week, I mean, go ahead, man. Unload. Say what you got to say. I know there's more.
I think I said most of what I wanted to say in the chat earlier. I can't even remember what all I said. Because, I mean, after I watched that video, I was at, like, the more I thought about it and the more we talked about it in the chat, I was at, like, an 8 on the irritated scale. I was at, like, a solid 8. I was like...
From 1 to Kylo Ren.
1 to Kylo Ren real quick. Call me Sith God, you know what I'm saying? So.
I was definitely Kylo Ren when Tony first said it, because I was laying in the bed, I was all comfortable, it was my off day. I was like, it's gonna be a swell day, guys. Boy, it did not take me long to get up out of that thing, put it on the big screen, and it was over.
I didn't know.
Hey man, hey, it's all good. It's better that I find out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, like I said, there's so much that we want to say that we're going to say for next week. But one of the main things that irk me is they say that they want Marvel to take characters. Like, all right, so they claim that there's a strong push for diversity and that they're forcing it on people by putting these other characters into significant roles that existed as opposed to improving pushing their characters forward. One of the examples they used was Captain America, right? And saying, why not have Falcon be in Captain America's role as the Falcon? Well, two things. One, if you read the Captain America book, you'd understand that him being Captain America is a big centerpiece of that, and the change itself is talked about in the books. Like, people saying, that's not my Captain America. Like, they're really tapping into that stuff. And you wouldn't have that if it was just Falcon taking on that role, okay? And two, you say that, and then we get a book like A-Force in the Ultimates. In both of those books, they take characters that we know, and they take characters that we didn't know very well, like Blue Marvel, America Chavez. On the A-Force side, you've got the girl from freaking Runaways. I can't remember her name.
Sister Grimm. Well, that was her old code name, Nico.
You got Nico and just a wealth of other characters that people may not have known, and put them on a major team. But then they do that, and it's like, oh, well, you're forcing all of these characters down my throat. Like, which one do you fucking want? Do you want the people to take on other mantles, or do you want the stories where they take characters that were not known and use them? Ultimates is probably the best book out of Marvel right now, the best team, easily.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
They're giving us characters we really didn't know that are powerful as shit.
Hey, can I be honest, man? When I was listening to it earlier and I heard it, and I thought to our conversations last week when we did Green Lantern Corps versus the Initiative, I had to tell somebody. I had to tell somebody. That's basically just what it was.
Came to the right place.
I did. Well, I knew where to direct it at, but I needed people to listen to it.
To understand.
So
yeah, because like, I mean, you complain on both ends. Like, you didn't care. You didn't actually expect to win or give it a chance in the first place, because they've addressed it in multiple ways with Marvel. And
It's butt hurt dude bros, man. That's all it is. This isn't what I read when I was little.
and like, all right, so I'll say this about Spider-Man. and Thor. Well, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and then
Oh, yeah, they talked
Okay,
about your
so,
boy. They
alright.
talked about your boy.
Spider-Man. This guy, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. He's supposed to have another name. What other kind of name could you come up with for him other than giving him the Spider-Man?
Tony, not Tony, Jeff. Brett thought that was okay. Tony
Because
had an issue
it was
with
two
that.
different people.
Yeah.
But Brett also had a problem with Cap and Falcon. So I'm like, how is that one okay, but Spider-Man is not okay?
Because Miles Morales was never another character. He was always Spider-Man.
And then Thor, okay, yeah, it's Thor's name, but obviously they kind of made it somewhat of a mantle. Because I even read that when Jane Foster picks up the hammer and she's showing off with all the powers and everything, he relinquished his name and like all the powers and everything to her. Like Thor became a mantle for Jane Foster, and that's how she became Thor.
Yeah, and then one thing I always throw out there with people that complain about stuff like this: tell me the last time you read a male Thor story. Like,
yeah,
were you reading them and paying for them, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's a woman, I'm done.
And last time I checked, Thor is a god. He can do this. He can make a mantle out of Thor. This is a comic book we're talking about.
And it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing. It's been done before. Like, Tony's going to split hairs about Eric Masterson, even though he was Thor for, like, more than 15 issues and then became Thunderstrike or whatever. It's happened before. But, Tony, what's up?
Oh, nothing. I was just, I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing what's going to happen next week. Maybe we should move on because I don't want arguments being set up right now. Just save it. I'm just kind of sitting back like that bug from Family Guy, like, good.
Rubbing hands like Birdman.
Word. All right, so we'll stop there because we definitely go all night on that particular topic.
Exactly. Don't use all your ammo. Don't use it all. Not yet.
Trust me, they gave us plenty of ammo.
Women's.
All right, so the other side of the battle is Ivar Timewalker from Valiant Comics, which is basically like a Doctor Who character to a degree. And you know, Valiant is very consistent with their universe, so it's very interesting to see a character with that much power and that much capability travel in these different time periods, but the stories still stay consistent. To give you a summary of what it's about, Ivar shows up for this scientist that's about to make this major breakthrough in time travel. And he stops her and says that these really bad people are going to come after her if she continues what she's doing. And honestly, everything goes to shit from there, and it follows that storyline. I have thoughts about Ivar, but I'm going to save it for afterwards. Jeff, you want to start us off?
I enjoyed it. I thought the writing was very good. It was very smartly written. Mm-hmm. Is that even a word?
That'll work.
I just made it up. I really fell in love with Dila. I liked her personality, how she was written. I felt like this could definitely be like a TV show or like a movie or something, the way she was written. Charles over there drinking. I really like the Back to the Future reference that she made.
Yeah.
Because I really love Back to the Future. It's one of my favorite trilogies ever. And when she made that reference, I was like, yes, this is my girl. And also, I'd also like to say that the distant future Neela is bae. I'm just being a man, but distant future Neela.
Star Bay or Neela Bay?
Shar Bay.
Which Bay is Bay?
Shar.
Even though she's evil, I gotta go with distant future Neela.
Jeff just want that one good time. Shut up and sit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can travel through time together. And I can even go back to the 60s where it was all racist.
Why would you want to do that, Jeff? Why would you want to do that?
What?
And I really like the robot forum guys. Those were pretty freaking hilarious.
Golly, they are hysterical.
I liked how they wrote that in, because he was like, in a certain part of the future, time travel is, basically everybody can do it, and they're traveling through time, and they're seeing all these other people that are time traveling. Like, time travel is like the thing, anybody can do it. So
Right.
I thought that was really neat.
Yeah. And they're just little pranksters that just go and write things and do graffiti all through time to screw with people. And like, for some reason, I hope you got to this issue. I think it was issue 8 or 9, where Ivar was like, "So here's the plan," and then the robot was like, "Too long, didn't read." I was dying.
I died. Oh, man. That was too funny.
I love that part. That robot was a total douchebag. All right, Scott, your thoughts?
I thought it was good. I'll take Jeff's word. It was smartly written.
I think that is a real word.
It is.
But it is like you did it, because I mean, time travel, you can get lost in the sauce with the words that people use. But they made it enough where they used the big words, but you could understand what they were trying to get across.
Yeah.
Because I like the fact that the first half of it is, it's like, okay, how can I change? I can't change the past. What's the point of this if I can't change the past? And then she's the one that has to find that loop to help you go back and actually change the past. So it's like, because like Jeff said, you see all these other time travelers, and you're like, okay, so how come they haven't done all this wiping out of stuff? And you learn why, and so and you understand why Ivar was basically trying to stop her.
Yeah.
So it was well written. And well drawn too.
Though that aspect actually is the center of two of my favorite parts of this run so far. The fact that they have so many people trying to kill Hitler, and that's kind of like a thing. It's like everybody shows up, like immediately as soon as they're like, "Oh, I can time travel, let's go kill Hitler." It's just like a ton of people.
Yeah.
And
He's like, "You're gonna see so many time travelers here."
yeah, and then you have
And it made her feel like it was her fault when she didn't give him change.
right.
And he was like, that's what he became evil.
Yeah, and then you get the panels of her trying to save her father over and over and over in all these different ways, and like it was cool because like she goes to a bar, and in that bar there's all of these different versions of her, right? And I don't know if y'all pieced this together, but they were like, she's the first, let her go. So she leaves. Yeah. And she goes and tries to save her father, and each time she tries, she basically creates one of those versions of herself in that bar that failed.
Yep.
And she becomes the last one, which is the one drinking the whole time.
Right.
And I was like, that was a really, really cool touch that they did. And it was cool to see her try from so many different perspectives. Like she took the elevator broke down. She ran up the steps and slipped on the lighter and fucked her leg up. And
she was in the car.
Yeah, she tried to stop the accident itself and caused the accident. Like it was crazy. It was really well done. Panda?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was very similar to Doctor Who in a lot of ways, but I mean, what I read of it, I really enjoyed. I liked the history aspect as well. Like, let's go not kill Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
And then my favorite line was, "Oh man, war is the Starbucks of history."
Yeah.
There's only been 8% of all of time that humanity has not been at war. I was just like, wow.
Tony, you didn't get a chance to read Ivar, did you?
Not enough to make a judgment, but I do plan on reading up to like issue 12 the next 2 days or so. Yeah.
Gotcha. It's definitely worth the read for sure. I'm going to continue reading it, but I've got some problems. I don't know if y'all felt this way at all, but I actually felt like Sky did last time about Initiative. This same story arc is running a little long. I feel like they could have told this particular story really quickly because looking at Ivar Timewalker, this is a guy that can travel through all this through time and do all these different things, and it's clear that he has done a lot of things. But we've been on this same story arc for these 9 issues that I've read, and Sky, you're already caught up to 12, right?
Yeah.
And they're still telling that story, right?
12 wraps it up, and there's a flip at the end of 12.
Okay. Maybe I'll feel a lot better once I get to 12 and actually finish it, but I just felt like they could have done a whole lot more with this character, or with both characters, as a matter of fact, early on, or even had some additional side stories in there as opposed to just sticking to this one thing. But I guess with Valiant, it's they remain consistent and it's kind of tough to do with time travel and stuff because they even introduce or involve other characters, which I didn't know Ivar was the Eternal Warrior's brother. I didn't know that all of them were brothers.
Sure did.
Yeah.
I knew
brothers as long as they're not the Eternal Warrior.
like Eternal Warrior and Armstrong. I knew that.
But even within that, because Ivar told the Eternal Warrior something. He's like, so I lost again.
Yeah.
He's like Ivar already knows his brother's never gonna win.
Yeah,
So
that is true. He did throw that out there. And it was a cool little touch when the girl asked him, it was like, so you time travel like your brother? And he was like, yes, but only in one direction. That was cool, because yes, he's going to live forever, and it's going to really suck for him at some point.
Yeah.
But were there any issues that y'all found with the book?
I can agree with that. It is kind of lengthy. But like I said, I mean, the way it wraps up in 12 is interesting. So.
Cool. I cannot wait to check that out.
But it ain't 35 issues.
Calm down, bro.
TLDR.
Basically. All right, so now we got to break it down and get to the verdict. Which one did you like more? Shattered Empire or Ivar Timewalker? Time, space, and time. Your choice. We'll start with Jeff. You make your decision, sir.
I will go with Ivar.
Ivar it is.
So I've read 6 of the 12 issues. I will go with Ivar because I really like what I've read so far.
Cool. Scott?
You said you did the reading.
I did the reading. I said I read 6 issues of it.
And so did I.
He did half the reading.
I didn't know we had to read 12. I thought we had
Did I
to
win the
read
Powerball?
6.
You won!
All I heard was Powerball 1, and I was like, hold up, what?
I know, that's why I stopped for a minute. I was like, wait, this is what's about to happen. Is this my
Everybody
Oprah
just
moment?
came in
Is this my
and
Oprah
handed me
moment?
money.
You can really.
Hey, friend. Hey, friend. How
How you doing? Hey.
They said, hey, how are you? They want you to come give them some money.
Yeah, like, hey, you remember that thing?
You ain't got to come to me. I come to you. It's okay.
So what you're saying is we won. What you're saying is we won, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we won.
Mhm.
Congrats, guys. She said she was too cheap to pay for the big check, but we're good.
No worries.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
My pick is I'm gonna go with Shattered Empire. I like the way it was told. Char Bay is Bay, and I really like the way it was told. Like I said, you get to see what Luke and Leia and everybody else is doing, but it's through the perspective of this awesome fighter pilot lady named Shara, who just happens to be Poe's mom.
Also,
So, I like
I think me and Tony are not allowed to vote because, yeah, we didn't finish. We didn't even come anywhere near finishing.
I mean, I planned on abstaining, so.
Okay, me too. So it'll be between you three. So right now we've got one. for Shattered Empire and 1 for Ivar. Hey, Red Panda, no pressure.
I'm sure you have no idea which one I'm gonna pick.
Star Wars.
I know, I hate Star Wars.
Alright, so why'd you pick Shattered Empire over Ivar?
Pretty much the same reasons. I mean, I just like seeing what the characters are up to and getting a little more into the backstory, but I liked seeing the new characters and having it told from that perspective as well, so.
Okay, cool. So our winner is Space. Star Wars Shattered Empire. We definitely got to start reading some of the other Star Wars comic books and getting them more involved too, because it seems like they're telling really good stories, and they're all canon now, so that's even more important for sure. But anybody got final words? Jeff Blaze?
It's been fun. I'm sad I won't be on next week, but read some comics. Actually, read some comics. That's all I got to say. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, you're funny.
Yeah. Jordan?
Yeah, it's been fun, and I'm definitely going to start working on my Thor cosplay. So, look forward to that.
Word. Tony?
I say all new Wolverine. If you haven't read any of these, read these. It's a really good series.
That ain't Wolverine. She's all new Wolverine.
She is Wolverine. You can shut up. I ain't putting up with that.
on her X-Men locker, it say all new Wolverine. it ain't the same.
Hey, she made it to a video game. Damn it.
Word. Scott?
First and foremost, shout out to one of our missing members, Jacob Summers. He says, "Fuck the real world." That's
313.
Quote unquote, yeah. And then let me bring it in close. Bring it in real close.
Uh-oh.
If you don't read the shit, don't tell me shit what you think about the shit. If DC ain't running shit, so I don't know what shit you reading. God Cherry from Batman, and this nigga wanna go after Joker. Excuse now. Nope. No. And shout out to Thor. James.
Shout out to Spider-Man, Miles Morales too.
Shout out to Captain America, Mr. Sam Wilson.
Shout out to Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. What?
Tony got Wolverine. We all have one.
One time for A-Force and the Ultimates. One time for A-Force and the Ultimates.
About 2, 3, 4, 5 times for the Ultimates.
Yeah. And hey, Brother Voodoo is an Avenger.
Oh, we forgot to put.
Brother Voodoo is an Avenger.
Brother Voodoo.
Speaking of whoever spoke out of turn.
Next time.
Yeah, he's in Uncanny Avengers, by the way, guys. Hey, like I always say, do your Google. You gotta do your Google.
Your Google, yes.
If you're not gonna read it, you gotta do your Google. But shout out to everybody else on the coalition. Shout out to Throwdown. Shout out to Co-op. Shout out to Knights of the Turntable. We appreciate everybody that watches the show and gives us feedback and comments. Let us know what you think of the topics that we had this week. Let us know if you feel like the diversity movement that's been happening in just about like every comic out is bothering you in any way. Let us know what you think. Is it forced? Is it organic? Is it a mixture of both? Hit us up in the comment section. Of course, support the Patreon. If you hit the post that this is linked to on thecoalition.com, you can see that we have a Patreon now. All of these shows are going to continue to be free. If you want that Powerball, hit us up, bruh.
Yeah.
Word. Hey, I'm your cousin. Don't forget your cousin.
Distant relatives.
I'm your cousin 3 times removed.
Word. We greatly appreciate it.
I was brought back.
We can't wait to see you all next week. And look out for the Civil War between Panel to Panel and Throwdown. It's going to be really, really amazing.
This ain't what you want.
But also, be sure to go watch the latest episode of Throw Down Your Questions. So you can get a feel for all the stuff that we're talking about on the next episode.
1:20.
Shots.
Hour 20 minutes.
Hour and 20 minutes.
You don't have to watch the whole thing.
Soon as you like hour and 20 minutes and a few seconds in, you're gonna get that. And
women be women, and don't they?
it's consistently through that bad boy too. But we'll holler at y'all next time. Peace out.